All right, welcome to a new series about the redesign of BetterLegal's app. We have already redesigned BetterLegal, the website. We went through a long period of that. That was not covered in any video, but I've decided to redesign the BetterLegal app to fix a lot of kind of bolt-ons. If you don't know, my name is Chad Zakonchik. I am the founder of BetterLegal. And in 2022, we basically threw away 5 years of custom code to rebuild everything on Bubble. And so this is actually what the app looks like. It's very ugly. And that is because a lot of it was just like a bolt-on. So we basically kind of we took our old design from our old app and really just needed something quick. We rebuilt 5 years, like I said, 5 years of custom code in a couple of months. We ran both apps parallel for another 6 months, and we were doing nightly syncs, and we slowly moved the team from the old system to the new system. But in that process, originally we were just selling business formation services, LLCs in all 50 states, corporations in all 50 states. If you were a customer of ours, we would offer you registered agent service or state compliance service. You can buy both. But when you get an LLC or a corporation from us, it comes with the state filing, the EIN filing, and the legal docs. For an LLC, that's an operating agreement, and for a corporation, that is a bylaws. So we've got normal dashboard stuff. We have the managers and members in a corporation. They're called directors and shareholders. We have basically mechanisms here to change the status, say what date it was filed, so we can run a calculation and let you know next year when your state compliance is due. Basically, the date on your state filing, we calculate that at the end of every year to tell you when your state filing is due next year. Every state is different. Texas is May 15th every year. Some states are like the last day of the month of the anniversary of your LLC. This here is just like, basically the process is you fill out the form, you pay, then you provide just your social security number and some information so we can get the EIN. And then you confirm. We basically show you all this information and you confirm that it's okay. And if you're in one of the states that we have an automated bot running, the bot just takes off and opens up a new browser and starts handling this. So no humans even look at this. It protects many different things. Privacy, not inputting the wrong information. Computers don't make those mistakes. But anyway, so what we have here is we have activities where we can write information. I can add fields that are important. This is useful for when we want, like for a Texas LLC, in order to file your state compliance, we need to get your gross revenue. And so this is a way for us to do it. We basically create an activity. We put the information we need. We can edit these fields on the left and we leave these on the right blank. We copy the link. We email it to you. This happens automatically. You fill it out. We know that we can file the file a state compliance, and then that's done automatically as well. You can kick these off from here. And as you can see, it just starts looking bolted on. So then people just started wanting to buy registered agent straight out. They don't want to file an LLC with us. They just want to do it themselves, but they still need registered agent. So we were selling that. Same with state compliance. And then people were like, okay, well, I bought my registered agent from you. I want to buy the legal documents as well. Then we have the contract analysis tool. This is the AI legal tool that we have where you first it started off as just paste a paragraph and we simplify it for you. That was successful. It was a Chrome extension. This is what it actually looks like. You actually just put the text in here. You can do pirate mode, so it actually responds to you in a pirate mode, which is great. And then the contract analysis, basically, you tell it, you upload a contract, you tell it which party you are out of the parties there, and then it runs the contract on your behalf, looking out for you and telling you how the contract can negatively affect you if left unchanged. Something to keep in mind that this Chrome extension is also built on Bubble. It's basically wrapped in Bubble and then uploaded to the Chrome extension store. So we have over 1,000 downloads there. So anyway, we've been doing all this stuff where, and then we store, the documents. We've basically removed Asana and have tasks now. We've replaced Intercom with our own system. I'm not going to show you that because there's going to be personal information there. But this is an example of a task, and an AI will actually look at the conversation and create this task automatically based on the conversation, so someone doesn't have to do that. So an AI will be the front line of support, figure out what you need, what we need to do for you, create this task, attach it to the entity here, or we call them orgs, and then assign it to somebody. So this allows for a lot of transparency. The other thing that we're going to do is set it up because the conversation is attached to this. We're going to allow customers to basically see the conversations they've had with us. So you call up someone, you're like, oh, hey, you have it in my file, but then you don't actually know what they wrote or what they have in their system. So this gives them the ability to actually, or this will in this redesign, give them the ability to actually see all the conversations that we've had with them, whether it's chat, text, email, phone. So there's just a lot of stuff that we've kind of built, and this dashboard doesn't really make sense anymore. And so what we're doing is we're starting by just kind of looking at the competition and seeing what they provide. And, and there's a difference between just ripping someone off like Danny Postma does, or actually looking at a few different options and getting inspiration, seeing what you like about it and seeing what you don't like about it, and seeing what vibes with you, what doesn't vibe with you. That is how you should take inspiration from people, not just carbon copy their site and launch it. Again, just like Danny Postma likes to do. So this is Rocket Lawyer. What I've also done, and the point of this series is to kind of help you understand how I do this, so you can, take what you like, take what you don't like, and maybe I help you unlock some things that maybe you didn't know how to do, or maybe you're like, that was stupid, Chad. But, sharing is caring. Anyway, so I also just like to look at their reviews. I like to see what people say about them. So these are apps. Now you might be saying, okay, well, you're revamping the dashboard and you built it on no code on Bubble. Why are you looking at building an app? Because I'm also in the Bubble native mobile beta alpha. And so we are building this mobile. This will be mobile native. We will have, and the beauty of this is we will have the web app and we'll have the mobile app, and they will work in conjunction with each other and will all be built on Bubble. And so we'll be able to do that with a very, very, very small team. You just could not do that that long ago. Okay, so the one thing I really don't like about this is this start new kind of vernacular. Start new, make a document. Start new business. That makes sense. Start new, ask a lawyer. Start new taxes. Don't like it. Now, something you'll notice here is that these business formation services, which again are just, we go file it with the state government, we get the filing back. These other competitors will charge you more to get it done faster. We just charge, we charge $2.99 for everything, state filing, EIN, and the legal docs, and we get it done as fast as the state gets done. So if it gets done in 2 days, we'll get it to you in 2 days. If it gets done instantly and it's a bot, we'll get it back to you within the hour, usually during business hours. If the state is slow because the flu ran through the state examiner's office, we're going to be slower. We might advertise 3 days, but we can't control the state. Our competitors will offer free or $49, and then it'll be 30 business days. And you can pay an extra $100 to get it faster. And all that means is that they're just not filing it for several weeks, or they're filing it and just sitting on the documents. And so we think that's pretty crappy, and so we don't do that. But all these services, they've kind of realized, okay, well, once we have formed the LLC, what else can we sell them? And so they do taxes. They allow you to ask a lawyer. You can start another business, which I don't know who's just going to keep starting businesses. So this is just kind of weird, unless it's the first thing you do. But anyway, so let's move on. We see, okay, it's your dashboard. Okay, so this is highlighted and this is my dashboard, but you're pointing at this and you're saying that this is my dashboard. So the start new is my dashboard. There's really nothing I like about this design. Okay, so then there's I don't know how you get, maybe you click here. I don't know. Oh, you probably click the question mark and then you get help by calling or emailing us. Why wouldn't you have chat built into this? This is absurd. Like, and the call, does it set up the call? And then if you're called, do they know it's you because you're calling from your app? So it should be you. You know, they know who you are. Is the email in here? Can you like send the email, but it's also like in this system? I feel like if you're going to provide something like this, it needs to be self-contained. It needs to be a chat or it needs to be a message, and then you can come back to it later. If it's a call, the call is logged here and the user can get to it. That's what I would like to see. Obviously, they're trying to sell you stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think it needs to be like our whole goal is, like anybody else, we want people in the app, but I don't want I don't want to try to force you to use the app if I'm not offering you anything of value. There's no reason for me to try to get you to use the BetterLegal app every single day, unless you're doing contracts every day, or unless you need to know your EIN number every day and you got a bad memory. The sign thing, that is really interesting. You know, it would be really cool to take a picture of your contract and have it analyzed real quick and then sign it with your finger on your phone. That is something that I don't know if that's what it does. I'm going to guess not. So that's something I think is interesting. Ask a lawyer. What does that mean? So if you're going to make me call or email here, am I chatting with a lawyer? This is something I don't like about these services is, you know, if you're paying $49 a month for unlimited lawyer service, what kind of lawyer are you getting? And what are they doing in order to, like, what are they paying the attorneys that are on staff? What is the quality of those attorneys? There's nothing I like about this. What I think we fit in, or where we fit in as a legal tech service, is we're like the front line of defense. There are so many people that just they don't like attorneys, are afraid of attorneys, are afraid of the cost. They don't know where to go. And so what we should be working on for the consumer, for the end user, is what can we provide you to make this less scary? What can we do in a frictionless way to give you something that you didn't have before? You're probably not going to have that 7-page contract that gets you $450 looked at by an attorney, but our legal tech, our AI can look at it and give you kind of the warm fuzzies, or at least say, hey, this is a bad deal. This is a weird clause that's not normal, or this is a short time period. I've seen our contract analysis tool just add 6 months or add 30 days to something and as a possible suggestion. And so like that's really what this tech should do at this point. In the future, I think AI will probably take over this because it can just ingest all knowledge, every case, every state code, and then regurgitate it to you and know your exact situation. And so that's where I think it is going. Today, we don't have that. And so today, I think it's really just a front line of defense and making you realize, like, maybe I shouldn't sign this contract, or maybe I should talk to the other party about it. And so that's what our contract analysis tool does. And so how can we make it more frictionless for you to engage with that, and then allow you to sign it, and be cheaper than like DocuSign or Adobe Sign. Okay, so let's look at the ratings here. I generally like to look at the bad reviews, or at least in this is already going to be a long video, so I'm just going to look at the bad reviews. This app is a wrapper for the Rocket Lawyer site. Okay, so this is clearly not like a native site, so it's probably pretty junky. Use the website from Safari. You may have turned it to portrait. Let's see what else we got. I canceled the subscription through Apple Pay and found it 6 months later. Okay, I'm not going to pass judgment on that because sometimes people just forget to cancel and they think that they did. Yeah. Okay, so this looks like, just by some of these things, this looks like it's not a great app. It has 9.6 thousand reviews. I generally don't trust reviews anymore, because reviews can be bought. There are so many affiliate sites out there that will say that they're 5 stars or it's pay to play. So just be very careful. I would always look at the bad reviews, but always take the bad reviews with a grain of salt. People are either going to rate things 1 or 5 stars, or they might rate it 4 stars and be like, I liked it, but I removed a star for this reason. Or the 2 stars where it's like, I hated this, but there was one shining piece of this. So like, always look at the bad reviews, but always keep a grain of salt where like we have had customers that have basically given us 1 star and threatened us just so they could get stuff for free. And I know people personally, they're not my friends, but they're people I know that will just complain, especially like a hotel, they will complain until they get something for free. So always be cognizant of that and don't ever really trust reviews. So this is LegalZoom. Purchase required to use the app. Okay, so we've got transactions, mileage, documents. Okay, so LegalZoom is a multi-billion-dollar company. They're worth multiple billions of dollars on the stock exchange. I don't know which stock exchange it is, but they do probably $500 million a year in revenue. A lot of that is subscription revenue. They are desperately trying to get people to sign up for their $50 a month lawyer fee. We have received a cease and desist from LegalZoom before, so I got to be careful what I say. I have seen in our Square documents where we're a Square partner, they were used as the example, and I've seen this firsthand. So they will basically plug a subscription on there and say you get 30 days free. And if you don't call to cancel, it will automatically start charging you for this. And then you have to call to cancel. They change their stuff up a lot. So at this point, at the time of recording this video, I have no idea. I haven't looked at the site in a long time, but I have personally seen that. I've gone through the site and I've seen the fine print that says that. But this is something they do to try to, they've got to beef up their other, there's kind of a stagnant player in the game. How many more formations can they do? And so that's why they're getting into tax. The CEO is a former vice president of Intuit. So they're basically saying, okay, well, LegalZoom, we can also do, that's why there's LZ tax now. So this transactions and mileage stuff, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to be for the entrepreneur on the go. That's not where I want to be, but this documents thing is interesting. This is where I think this is cool. You can store documents. So I've got Dropbox and people have Google Drive. The important docs though, the ones that you sign, those really need to be saved. Those need to be saved in somewhere specific. People generally tend to sign it and then store it in their email, and they put a star on it, and they know it's always there, and they can search by attachment. But the fact of the matter is, those things get lost. They get lost, and you can't find it. And you're like, oh, I've got it in my email, so I'll just save it here. And then 6 months down the road, you can't find it. And so you have to be prudent and actually save it in a certain area. And so I really like this documents thing. What I would like to see here is, there's all of these chat with a PDF. So what if I could just click this folder and chat with it? Click this folder and chat with it, or click the actual document and chat with it. The thing that I like about this idea is I could have all my signed contracts and say hey, I'm about to sign another contract that allows me to do this. Are there any conflicts? Or upload a contract and say, hey, does this contract have any conflicts with any of my existing contracts? Or any of the contracts that are in here, scrape all of the dates and times from it and put it in a calendar. So it's when does this contract expire? And then it goes month to month. Or when are the due dates for this project due? That's what these things should do that are useful. This transaction thing, just because you offer it doesn't mean people are going to use it. Salesforce.com, perfect example. I know so many people that work for big companies that pay for, or their companies pay for Salesforce, and they just simply do not use it, and they never do. But Salesforce continues to sell it. Salesforce is probably the highest margin company. Okay, you'll start to notice this has a little bit of 1-star reviews. This has a lot of 1-star reviews. So this app is not loved by people. Mostly seamless start, made an error on state filing documents, something about 3 weeks and on the error, but owned the error and didn't charge for the fix. Okay, so they made the error, signed up for, and this is also why you don't want humans to do this. This is why at some point you want to automate all of this stuff, because like our goal should be to take the input from you as the customer, validate things like, hey, you can't use an emoji in your title of your business. The state doesn't allow these characters, like you can't use an ampersand or something like that. And so like you have to do and instead. Those are what we should be here for. Like you can't use this type of address, and like validate that stuff and make you fix it and then put it in the state's website, because every state has their own crappy developers that call things whatever they want. And so it gets very confusing. Every interface is different. I myself, after being in this business, if I file something manually, I'm like, what is all this stuff? So it's so much easier to develop a bot and say, this is the way it's done every single time. Bop, 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 bop. Let's see what else. Terrible. So the problem is, are these reviews about LegalZoom, or are these reviews for the app? Zero reliability. Yeah, so I don't know. I'd have to dig deeper into this. So this is just me showing you how I do my stuff. But LegalZoom app doesn't look that cool. All right, so now we've got Zen Business. What I really like about Zen Business is that they have given an enormous piece of the screen to education. This is spot on, y'all. I don't like Zen Business. I like this, though. Because it's like, we develop all of these resources for SEO to try to get people to our website. And then, once you're on our website, we want to sell you something, that's the goal, right? Or just to juice up our SEO. But why not put that in the app? We've got how to start an LLC in every state, Texas, Minnesota, Wyoming, whatever. And then we have a page that's like how to maintain an LLC in every state, and then every single filing for that state. So like if you know that you are a Texas LLC or a Wyoming LLC, why not curate the information for that individual? So like they are only getting stuff that is useful to them. The other thing that I think would be useful is download all of the state public data, the Texas code, the business code. Download, every state has these like packets, these like PDFs of like permit and license stuff, where it's like, you open it, it's like jewelry, trucking, page 130, this, that. Again, the chat with PDF stuff is so prevalent now with AI. And it's like, okay, I know that you're a trucking business in Texas and you're an LLC. Just pull all of that information in the background and then load it up and say like chat with the Texas LLC trucking bot. And then it can literally give you information directly from the state. And then you're not really providing, it's not unlicensed practice of law, because it is just regurgitating information from the PDFs that are directly from the state. So I really like this, and I think we can do something like this that's educational. We just started a newsletter that's email. But, if you're going to put it on email, why not also put it on the website? And if you're going to put it on the website, why not also like send a little notification where it's like, hey, this week's Briefcase Diaries is out now. You can click here to read it in here. And then we can actually see who is reading it and how much they read. We can tell the scroll and say like how far they got. So I'd like this daily streak. I don't know if I want to force people to comment every day. Daily streak, like it's not Duolingo. Like get over yourself. Articles read. I think this is great. That's cool. The interesting thing about the branding of like Zen Business that is different than LegalZoom, BetterLegal, Rocket Lawyer is like they've really branded themselves to be more broad. So they can do stuff like this where it's like banking, Zen Business Money. That makes sense in their brand, whereas LegalZoom is just having to try to shoehorn it in by renaming themselves LZ, even though they've got years and years and years, decades of brand awareness around LegalZoom. They're just going to call themselves LZ, which is almost just like creating a new company. Why not just create a different company and then partner with yourself? That seems like a more reasonable thing to do. But it makes sense that they have like expenses down here in banking because of their brand name. So that seems somewhat reasonable. I like this like order received, so like we have things in our dashboard where it's like, oh, we're going to make something where it's like change my information, because we also do change amendments where it's like change the name of the business, change the address of the business. And that needs to create a new, so we created a new status called change. So just because you ask for this information and you pay this information, we're going to file it. Doesn't mean it's done yet. So it's kind of in limbo until the state says you're good, and then we put the documents in here. So I like this order receive thing where we can actually have like a little pill or card, whatever you want to call it, bento box, where it's like, hey, this is like a task. So we can basically move these tasks and have like whatever active tasks are at the top on the dashboard. I think that's a great idea. Props. Banking, we're probably not going to do anything like that. That is kind of ridiculous. Now, we will offer you curated partners. So like within our app, if you're like, oh, who's the best? I need bookkeeping, or I need banking, or I need insurance, or I need a CRM task management tool, and I trust BetterLegal, and we can provide you a curated, links, and then we can earn some affiliate revenue off of those relationships. I think that's perfectly acceptable as long as you're not being sleazy about it and just giving whoever's giving you the most money. We have, I'm not going to assign the documents that I can't talk about. But there's shady companies out there. You got to be careful. You just can't really trust the affiliate. Like, the 7 best LLC services. Like if you see something like that, they're getting paid, and they recommend the highest bidder. The documents, this is basically just this, but it's this. I don't know if you need to be able to see it. That might be useful. But I think this is cool. I like the side scroll here. That's kind of cool. How does this happen? Okay, so we're on the dash. Okay, so the education tab here, we're on the dashboard page here. Somehow we ended up with products. I guess maybe if you scroll enough, you end up at these products. But maybe that needs to be like a more or a menu or like offerings or something like that. So that's kind of probably what we'll do there. So we're still okay, now we're it's just the menu, but we've got documents and templates. Again, I think that's great. I think they're wasting a lot of space. Okay, well, here's what I do like about this. Your thumb only goes so far. You don't have a big thumb. You don't have a long thumb, rather. So like they keep everything within, like when you start here, they have a cool little graphic so you know where you're at. You're like, oh, we're in the files area, we're in the documents area. Very cool. And that's what these documents look like. And here are the shadows of documents past. But then this is like reachable. Like you can reach and click that stuff pretty easily, and you can scroll up. And so this is really the usable area where your thumb can fit, unless you're like, doing that. So I like that the tabs are down here. I think that's really, really great. Let's see what people say about this. The worst app to use to form your LLC. I've been waiting for more than a month for my LLC. That's because you got the free service and it's 30 business days and you didn't pay for the rush fee. Even though the state's done with it, they're gonna sit on it. Unfortunately, your file was rejected due to the registered agent not accepting an online appointment. Oh man. Okay, that sucks. My registered agent doesn't pay. I thought it would be phasing fast. It'd be better doing the work and save $400. This person is from Europe. And the way I know that is because the $ is on the back. So this might have been an issue where it was just with international people. It does get difficult because the state, it's the September 11th thing. It's always going to be there for us. It's difficult. We've got to make sure, whatever. When you call customer support, be ready to wait 30 minutes. It's a big company. Yeah. That's why this is why AI customer support is going to be big. Because like, first of all, also when you get a hold of somebody, they are not going to be like this best, most knowledgeable person of all time. Whereas an AI has access to all of the processes, all of the information, all of the data. And if you need to change a process or change a policy, you can do that on the fly, and the AI does not care. They don't remember. It's just whatever. My agent's name is Eduardo. Oh, so this guy appointed himself, and then he didn't also fill out okay. That is what happened. That's what happens when you go with Delaware and you don't know what you're doing. Fake thieves. So that last one was not really Zen Business a problem. That is just, and this is a problem also in this market, is like everyone's like Delaware LLC. You go on like a happy hour and people are like, you need a Delaware S Corp. And so people want a corporation. And then it's like, oh, but like an LLC can be filed as, or can elect to be an S Corp. Why Delaware? Because people told me to. It's like, well, best business practices are to file in the state that you reside in. If you're an international, you can do any state you want. Wyoming and Delaware are popular. I personally think Wyoming is a great option because Delaware, you still have to fax it in. Like, it's literally like you write the credit card number on a cover sheet and fax it into the state of Delaware. It is absurd. But because everybody has this idea that Delaware is amazing, they just perpetuate that nonsense. And I'm not convinced. I'm convinced, based on my experience, that the state of Delaware gets all these filings for LLCs and corporations on the fax machine, and people are just like, ugh, that's too many, and they just take half of them and throw them in the trash. I don't know if anybody convinced me that doesn't happen. So yeah. Okay, after buying the largest platinum package, shouldn't have done that. They came with bookkeeping site and software support and tried to upsell me a second bookkeeping software through Zen Business called Money Pro. This was straight thievery as I canceled this before it even started. We charged $30 a month and 4-month son recognized and then refused to refund me. We are very sorry. Let's see. Let's see how many bad reviews. See, just like LegalZoom, we've got a lot of bad reviews here. That is an inordinate amount of bad reviews. So Rocket Lawyer is probably the better app based on this. Let's see how many. We got 2,000 ratings here. Ooh, 345 ratings. Nobody uses this app. I mean, Rocket Lawyer 9,600, LegalZoom. So in the app space, Rocket Lawyer is the. I need to see why Rocket Lawyer is so popular. That is very interesting. Lack of support. My idea and goal. The idea and goal is amazing. I was able to start my business. I did not like the banking because they are simply better options. Yeah. Why do you want to go with your business formation services bank? Why do you want to order a taco from a pizza restaurant? Stay in your lane, y'all. I have been trying to close my account for months. Okay. They do not like that. I am absolutely not impressed. It takes almost an hour to receive help via text message or text, email, or phone call. I'm always waiting. I pay $2.99 for the service. That's what we charge. If I'm paying you for this service to work for me, then I need you to be readily available to answer my questions. That's not really how that works. That's why it's $2.99. It's $2.99 because it's trying to be affordable for you. That does not mean that you can just demand service at any time. We try, but that's why we're developing the AI customer service bot, so we can answer you Sunday at 7 p.m. But it's just not reasonable to pay $2.99 for something that requires all of this work, and then so it's it's automated, yeah, and that's why it's $2.99. If you want personalized service, go to a $500 an hour attorney. They'll charge you for it. And it can't. Okay, so I've deleted and reinstalled this app and can't get the expenses tab to ever load. It just errors out. The app developer. Okay, my guess. So before Zen Business, I remember this. Before this became the app, it was the Zen Business Money app, and that was because they bought a service called Joust. So Zen Business did not have their own app. They just had a website with a portal. Then they bought a money banking personalized finance thing called Joust, and then they turned that into Zen Business Money, and it was panned. It was, if you looked at the reviews, it was 40 reviews, 1 star across the board. So clearly they revamped it and made it better, but it's still, I wonder how old that review is. This year. Yeah, but this is another thing. So just Zen Business has hundreds of employees. They're a big company. They've got $200 million investment from SoftBank. Even so, they have a team of developers developing an app, but they have to do so many of the DevOps of the app. And so it's not going to be great. What I love about Bubble is that Bubble is going to handle all of this stuff. They're going to handle the infrastructure. They're going to have downtime. There are going to be issues. But I have a team of people that are dedicated to make my service work. If there's downtime, I don't have to worry about it. I just have to wait till it goes up. I don't have to fire the alarms and, text message my DevOps person or whatever. Why reinvent the wheel? If someone else is handling that for you, let them hire the best people to do that, and you just run your business. So anyway, this is a long video, but that is how, that is basically going to be the information that I am going to pass on to my developer. This is kind of like what we have right now, which is not a lot, but what we do have here is kind of user journeys, if you will. I don't really always love doing this. And the reason why is because like MBA grads are always like personas, and then they make this person up. It's like, this is John. He's a real estate agent, and he's using our app, and here's what he does. It's like, did you actually talk to anybody, or did you just say like, imagine this, and like, this is what you imagine people do? What we have now, if you go on this channel, it's not in this series. It's in another series called No Code by AI. I have a video called Customer Interviews to AI, where we have taken 12 customer interviews where one of our people called and got on the phone with a customer for 30 minutes and asked a bunch of questions and tell us what is great about us, what sucks about us, what can we do better, what did you think, what we offer, did you expect it, did you want more? And so we have literally 6 hours worth of content from our customers that we took the transcripts, we put it into ChatGPT. So now at any point in time, I can say, hey, what do people think about our dashboard? What do people think about logging in? What do people want that we don't offer? And it will give me a list of that. And so I use that to determine who these users are. And because we know who these users are because we interact with them. So in one case, we have someone who has never bought. And the other thing is like not creating a persona, like this is a real estate agent who's like doing this. It's like, let's stick to the facts, folks. So like here we have a user that has never bought anything for Better Legal and has never signed up for Better Legal Assistant. So what can we offer them? What can we do? It might be something where it's like, maybe it's just a signature. Maybe it's like a very cheap signature option where it's like, take a picture of a thing or upload it from your email and then sign it and then email the signed signature. That's something we can offer those people. We can maybe offer 10 signatures for free just to get them juiced up, get them in the ecosystem. We can also have the explain like M5 situation where it's like, take a picture of a contract, highlight the area that you don't understand, and let the pirate guy, what do I have here? Let the pirate explain this to you. Why not? Then we have a user who has never bought anything from Better Legal, but has used Better Legal Assistant. That is the explanation tool or the contract analysis. So same concept. A user. So just so you also know, Better Legal, the primary Better Legal service is business formation and then maintenance of that company. So, starting the filings, filing them for you, providing the registered agent, which is like the emailed documents, and then state compliance, which is like ongoing compliance. But the legal AI is something that I think is going to be popular. I think not enough people know about it yet, and so I'm trying to get that out there. But I think the legal AI could be worth way more than what Better Legal currently is. So, we still have a cash flow business that's profitable, and we can continue to go down that road. But then we can make bets, moonshot bets. User number 3, a user who has bought something from Better Legal and already has an account. So that way they can just like look up their stuff and they can ask questions and they can talk to support and they can, we can send a notification like, hey, you're not subscribed to the state compliance thing, but we want to let you know that your state compliance is due on this date at the beginning of the year, and then send like 6-month, 3-month, 2-week updates to make sure that that you've done it. And you can say like, yep, I've done it. That is something that we can offer. Even if you're not a customer, you can maybe just upload your LLC doc from the state, and then we can manage that for you. It doesn't cost us anything to just store it in our system and then like notify you. So that's like a very reasonable service to provide goodwill to people. We've already developed the technology. Why not give away some stuff to try to, maybe you can buy something from us down the line. For the ops team, that is like our customer support. That is our people who do the filings. Not all of our filings are automated. So we need to make the experience good for them, make it easy for them to work and be productive. 5, an admin, accountant, lawyer who has access to an account to manage multiple registered agents. Commodore. Okay, so this is an actual customer where we have like, they have like multiple businesses with us. We are their registered agent for like a ton of their entities. And they just, they have an admin who isn't a manager or member, shareholder, whatever, but like they have access to the account, they have access to the credit card, and they want to like change stuff every now and again. And we just didn't design this to support that. This was originally designed for small businesses that we know you are the business owner. It's one owner, one manager, one person. And so as we've gotten bigger customers, this is something that is just we didn't plan for. So we need to be able to someone who is a manager that has an email in here, they will be able to see all of their dashboards if they want, and they will be able to do that. But we don't have a mechanism, so we need to have something where it's like we can add another type of person where it's like, this is your attorney, this is your accountant, this is like your admin, these are your contractors, these are your employees. And then each employee has their own, employee agreement, so they can like chat with the employee agreement to see like how much PTO do they have, can they do this, can they not do this? Like the contractor can chat and whatnot and use this. But in this case, it's for registered agent. Multiple companies that have registered agent service, and they need someone who's their admin to be able to log in, have access, do stuff. So like that is something that's very reasonable that we're going to offer. And then 6, like an employee, contractor, partner, Better Legal customer will sign a contract with a Better Legal customer. So that's kind of the different user types that we have that we know of. And so that's basically how we're going to start this. And so I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this going as kind of just like a live video blog, if you will. I'm going to talk through my thoughts. These are going to be long, unstructured videos. They could be boring, but maybe you're lonely. And maybe you want me to just hang out with you in the background while you're like doing busy work. And I'm okay with that. Maybe you want me to read you a bedtime story. Maybe that's another series. Chad, don't you have enough series? Shh, quiet. Don't talk. But you can subscribe. You can like this video. You can follow me on Twitter, x.com/csaycon. Share this with a friend. That's all, folks, and I will see you next time.